Gentlemen, if you're over 60 and finding your erections weaker and less dependable, what I'm about to share might sound surprising, maybe even hard to believe, but it's supported by solid science and decades of medical practice. A simple tweak to the way you drink a glass of warm water each morning can often outperform many of the pricey pills you've been told to rely on. Yet almost no man in your age group knows about it. I'm Dr. Mark, a board-certified urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men naturally restore their sexual health. I've witnessed firsthand what truly works and what consistently fails. And I can say, with full certainty, this is one of the most overlooked habits for men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Many men assume their erection struggles come only from low testosterone or simply getting older. In reality, the culprit is often a hidden circulation problem. When used the right way, warm water can widen your blood vessels, clear out stubborn blockages, and send the right signals for your body to perform again. In just a moment, I'll show you exactly when to drink it, how to drink it, and what to pair it with for maximum effect. But first, you need to know the silent morning mistakes older men make every single day, mistakes that quietly sabotage their erections without them even realizing. Correcting these could change everything for you. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss another men's health tip designed specifically for guys over 60. And once you've watched, leave me a 1 in the comments if it helped, or a 0 if it didn't, so I can make future videos even more useful for you. Now, before I reveal the warm water method, we have to talk about why erections change after 60. This understanding is the first step toward fixing the problem, and it's far more important than most men realize. Why erections change after 60? When I sit across from a man in his 60s, I can often see the frustration and embarrassment in his eyes before he says a word. Many confess, "Doc, I just don't feel like the man I used to be." I get it. I've heard this same story hundreds of times over the years. What they don't often realize is that these changes aren't a sudden betrayal by their body, but the result of slow, gradual shifts building over decades. An erection isn't just about wanting sex. It's a precise event relying on healthy blood vessels, sharp nerve function, balanced hormones, and proper chemical signaling. When you were younger, those systems worked seamlessly together. Blood flowed through clear, flexible arteries. The endothelial cells lining those vessels produced plenty of nitric oxide to relax the arteries, letting blood surge into the penis quickly and stay there. But after 60, subtle changes creep in. Cholesterol and calcium start coating artery walls, narrowing them just enough to slow blood flow. The endothelial cells lose efficiency, producing less nitric oxide. And over time, poor lifestyle habits, stress, bad diet, and lack of exercise make it worse, leading to erections that are slower to appear, weaker, and harder to maintain. Here's what most men don't realize. The blood vessels in your penis are much smaller than those in your heart. That means erection problems can be one of the earliest red flags of bigger cardiovascular issues on the horizon. This isn't just about intimacy. It's your body's early warning system for overall health. And here's where things get very interesting. Asterisk, there's a simple daily habit that can begin reversing many of these changes, boosting blood flow, and bringing back your confidence. It's not a pill. It's not some complicated medical treatment. It begins with something as ordinary as a glass of warm water, but used in a way you've likely never heard before. The hidden power of warm water. Over the years, I've seen men spend thousands on supplements, injections, and procedures in the hope of better erections. Many walk into my office clutching bottles of pills they bought online, convinced that the answer must be expensive or complex. But often, the most powerful solutions are surprisingly simple, and one of the most overlooked has probably been sitting in your kitchen all along. Warm water might sound plain, even boring, but when used with intention, it becomes a quiet yet powerful ally working for you every single day. The first thing it does is hydrate you in the gentlest way possible. After a night's sleep, your body is slightly dehydrated, your blood thicker, and your circulation slower. Drinking warm water first thing in the morning naturally thins your blood, making it easier for your heart to pump oxygen-rich blood throughout your body, including to the penis. It also has a vascular effect. Warm water gently widens your blood vessels, relaxing the muscular walls so blood can flow more freely. Imagine warming up an old garden hose on a chilly morning suddenly. The water flows faster and smoother. This improved flow doesn't just help in the moment. Over time, it supports healthier arteries and better responsiveness. Another benefit is its role in your body's natural detox process. Warm water encourages the removal of waste and metabolic byproducts that, if left to build up, can make your blood sluggish and inflamed. Inflammation is one of the silent enemies of strong erections, and reducing it is vital as you age. I know it might seem far-fetched that something so simple could create such change, but I've had patients return after just a month of starting this habit, telling me their morning erections are back, their energy feels different, and their confidence is renewed. That's the power of giving your body exactly what it needs, in a form it can use immediately. Of course, it's not just about pouring any glass of warm water. The real magic lies in the timing, the temperature, and a few smart additions that can turn it into a powerful morning ritual. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Why temperature matters. One of the first questions men ask me is, why warm water? Why not drink it cold? I get the confusion. Many of us grew up believing cold water was refreshing, energizing, even healthier. But when it comes to improving blood flow and supporting stronger erections, cold water can actually work against you. Here's why. Cold water causes your blood vessels to tighten. It's part of your body's built-in response to preserve core temperature. That constriction might be fine after a workout or on a hot day, but if your goal is to maximize blood flow to delicate areas like the penis, narrowing those vessels is the last thing you want. Warm water does the opposite. It signals your vascular system to relax. The smooth muscles in your artery walls loosen, the vessels widen, and circulation improves without putting extra strain on your heart. I've seen this in countless men who switched from starting their mornings with ice water or chilled drinks to a steady routine of warm hydration. Within weeks, they often report feeling looser and more relaxed in the mornings, not just in their muscles, but in how quickly they respond to arousal. It's not magic, it's simply good physiology at work. Warmth encourages flexibility in your arteries, and flexible arteries are far more effective at delivering the powerful surge of blood an erection needs. Think of it this way. When you're young, your arteries are naturally supple and responsive. As the years pass, they gradually stiffen. Warm water acts like a gentle wake-up call, restoring some of that lost elasticity and priming your system for stronger circulation throughout the day. But here's the thing, just knowing that warm is better than cold isn't enough. If you want real, lasting change, you need to drink it at the right time, in the right amount, and with a few strategic boosters that can multiply its effects. In this next part, I'll walk you through exactly how to do it, step by step. Right way to drink warm water for erections. Over the years, I've learned that in health, the details make all the difference. You can have the right idea, but if you do it the wrong way, the results will disappoint you. Drinking warm water for better erections is no exception. It's not just about filling a cup and gulping it down. It's about creating a small yet powerful ritual that works in sync with your body's natural rhythms. The first key is timing. Your body is most dehydrated first thing in the morning. You've gone 6 to 8 hours without water, during which time your blood has thickened slightly. That forces your heart to work harder to push it through your arteries. By drinking a glass of warm water within 10 minutes of waking, you instantly thin your blood just enough to improve flow and deliver oxygen where it's needed. Next is the amount. Too little, and you miss the full benefit. Too much, and you'll feel bloated. I tell my patients to aim for about 10 to 12 ounces. That's enough to activate your system without discomfort. And there's temperature. You want it pleasantly warm, like a comfortable bath, not so hot it burns and not so cold that it tightens your blood vessels. That warmth is what signals your arteries to relax and open up. Finally, consider adding natural enhancers. A squeeze of fresh lemon can help support healthy blood vessel function, while a small pinch of ginger can boost circulation even more. These simple, safe additions work alongside the warm water to amplify its effects. When my patients follow this method daily for a month, many return amazed, not just at improvements in the bedroom, but in their overall energy and mood. But even the best habits can be undone if you're making certain morning mistakes, and that's what we need to address next. What to avoid if you want this to work. I've seen it time and again. A man follows the warm water routine exactly, yet weeks later, nothing's changed. When we dig deeper, we uncover hidden habits that quietly cancel out the benefits we're trying to create. One of the worst offenders? Starting the morning with coffee before water. I get it, your first cup feels comforting, even necessary. But caffeine is a vasoconstrictor, meaning it tightens blood vessels, the exact opposite of what we want. If you drink coffee before hydrating, you're essentially slamming the door shut on the circulation boost warm water could have given you. Heavy, greasy breakfasts are another silent saboteur. Processed fats and sugars trigger inflammation in your blood vessels, making them less responsive and slowing circulation. Over time, this can undo weeks or even months of progress. Sedentary mornings also dull your results. If you drink warm water and then spend hours sitting still, you miss the chance to pair hydration with gentle movement. Just a few minutes of stretching or walking can double the benefit by helping blood circulate more efficiently. And then there's alcohol. A night of drinking doesn't just leave you dehydrated, it harms the delicate endothelial cells lining your arteries. If you're serious about improving your erections, cutting back on alcohol is one of the smartest decisions you can make. Think of warm water like planting a seed. You can give it water and sunlight, but if you keep stepping on it, it will never grow. The same goes for your sexual health. You can't expect results if you're constantly working against yourself. Now that you know what can quietly sabotage your progress, let's turn to something just as important, the emotional transformation. That happens when a man begins to see his erections return, and why that shift goes far beyond the bedroom. The emotional impact of regaining erections. After decades of working with men, I can tell you this: losing the ability to have strong, dependable erections is rarely just about sex. It's about confidence, self-image, and how a man shows up in his daily life. I've heard patients admit they avoid eye contact with their wives, shy away from small moments of affection, and even stop reaching for a simple hug, afraid of where it might lead. Over time, without even realizing it, they start pulling away from the very connections that once brought them joy. I'll never forget one man in his late 60s who came to me, not because of physical pain, but because he felt invisible in his own marriage. He and his wife still loved each other, but the spark had faded. I encouraged him to make a few small, steady changes, including the warm water ritual. A month later, he walked into my office with a grin I hadn't seen before. He said it wasn't just that his erections had improved, it was that he felt alive again. He was initiating affection, laughing more, and looking forward to spending time with his wife. That's the hidden truth. When your sexual health improves, So does your mood, your energy, and your overall sense of purpose. You feel more like yourself, not the slower, older version you thought you had to settle for, but the man you remember being. And the people around you notice. Your partner notices. Regaining your erections is about so much more than physical performance. It's about reclaiming the confidence and connection that make life worth living. And while that emotional change is powerful by itself, it becomes even more meaningful when you take one final step, the step that ensures these improvements last for years to come. Your next step, if there's one thing I've learned after decades of working with men over 60, it's this: change doesn't happen from knowing, it happens from doing. You can understand the science behind warm water. You can know exactly how blood flow affects erections, but none of it matters unless you act. That first step can be as simple as deciding that tomorrow morning will be different. When you wake up, before checking your phone, before brewing coffee, walk into the kitchen and pour yourself 10 to 12 ounces of comfortably warm water. Feel the heat in your hands. Drink it slowly, letting each sip gently wake your body. Imagine your arteries relaxing, your blood flowing freely, your body preparing to perform the way it was designed to not do it again the next morning and the morning after that. Commit to 30 days. You're not just trying a tip. You're giving your body consistent support to repair, recover, and thrive. Keep track of how you feel, not only in the bedroom, but in your energy, mood, and self-confidence. Some men notice changes sooner, others later. But this is about progress, not perfection. Every day you stick with this habit, you're sending yourself a powerful message. You're not giving up. You're still investing in the man you are and the man you want to be. Because here's the truth: this small daily ritual could be the spark that changes everything. And before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final message, something I tell every man who sits in my office when he's ready to take his health and his life back into his own hands. Gentlemen, we've covered a lot together. Why erections? Change after 60. How warm water can quietly restore the blood flow your body needs. Why temperature matters more than you think. The exact steps to make it work. The mistakes that can undo your progress. The emotional transformation that comes with regaining your confidence. And the importance of simply taking that first step. I've shared this because I've seen firsthand what these changes can do for a man's life. I've seen the frustration in the eyes of men who thought their best days were behind them. And I've seen the relief and pride when they realize they still have the power to improve, to feel strong, and to deeply connect with their partners. Again, that the warm water habit might seem small, almost too simple. But when practiced consistently and paired with other healthy choices, it can be the start of something much bigger. Not just better erections, but better circulation, more energy, and a richer quality of life. This is about taking control in a way that's safe, natural, and completely within your reach. I know change can feel overwhelming, but it starts with the decision to care for yourself, to invest in your health, and to refuse to accept decline as inevitable. Tomorrow morning, you have the chance to act on what you've learned. So here's my final thought. Don't let this be just another piece of advice you heard and forgot. Let it be your turning point. Start the habit. Protect it. Watch what happens not just in your body, but in your life. You deserve that, and it starts now. If this was helpful, give this video a like, share it with a friend who needs it, and leave a comment below. Your support helps me share this message with more men who need to hear it. And if you'd like to go even further, consider donating to help keep this mission alive.